Hi friends, this is Shelly and you're watching Down in the Dale. Click that like, subscribe, and that little bell button. The bell tells you when I post new things, but I post generally just on Mondays, my weekly update for now. I'm just doing once a week, maybe 15 minutes, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll add more later. I'm just getting started in this, and I'm just really doing it for myself. And if anybody out there is watching, hooray! And like I said, hit that like and subscribe button, and then the little bell if you want to. You don't have to, but it's nice. If you ever have any comments, post them in the comment section. I will get to them. I didn't look at it at all this week if anybody posted anything, so I will do that later today and try to get back to everybody, which is nice to hear things, what your journey is, if you're doing this, or if you're just saying hi, fine. That'll be great. We like reading stuff. So anyway, I'm on Mounjaro 2.5 milligrams. This is was my 7th week. I'm going to take my 8th shot today. And I actually, last week I'd said that I think I was going to stay on 2.5, but I think I'm going to titrate up to the 5 milligrams. Only because this week has been very snacky and very like I could eat anything in the world this week. That's how it felt. I didn't, because honestly I still have, not as much of an appetite, but it was more than the last 6 weeks, especially the first week. The first week was like insane. I talked about that last week. So anyway, where are we? Okay, so this is my past week was week 7, and I lost 0.4 pounds. Yay! That's always good. So that's a total of 14.1 since I started on August 24th. Today is Sunday, October 12th. This afternoon, earlier today, I went to a tea at one of our local churches, which is they do every October. And it was really nice. I go with my sister, my mom, and 2 of my friends, and our one friend brings her little neighbor who has come with her. She's 13 now. She's come with her the past 3 years, and me, my mom, and my sister did not know that she was the granddaughter of one of my mom's really good friends. We found that out today. And my mom kept not staring at her, but mom kept looking at her thinking, gosh, she looks a lot like this person that we know who's the woman's daughter. And I don't know how it came up, but we realized that she's the granddaughter of my mom's friend who passed away about 8 years ago from cancer. So it was really nice to learn that that's her granddaughter, and my mom was telling her little tidbits about her grandma from the 20 or so years that my mom worked with her. Anyway, so down 14.1 pounds since August 24th. I think I just said that already. We'll just go with it. So this week, I think I started, well, I didn't think I started, I did, I know I did it, Wednesday at the gym I go to, which is called The Well, which is a great gym here. I usually go, when I go first thing in the morning. It's open 24/7, so, you just sign in with your phone, and it will unlock the door, and you can go in and whenever, if you wake up in the middle of the night and say, hey, I want to go to the gym. That's not me, but I'm usually there by 5:30, 6 a.m. when I do go. I try to go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They have never had morning classes, and this past week they started with a morning HIIT class on Wednesday and Friday. So me, who doesn't do much except treadmill, although the last 2 weeks I have started using the weight machines that they have. They have like 6 or 7 different ones each for legs and 6 or 7 for arms. So I've been doing those off and on also, along with for the past however many days, I think maybe 13 days or so, I've been doing a month-long walking program every morning, trying to. Sometimes I don't get to it till the end of the day. And I post that on my Instagram page, which is Down in the Dale Pod on Instagram. In case you want to follow me over there, I post my meals, and not a lot of them, but I'm trying to start doing that more. post my meals and my gym stuff when I go on that Instagram page. So anyway, where was I? HIIT class Wednesday. So the HIIT class is supposed to be 45 minutes, and have not done a class in 1,000 years. Probably the last time was, I can't even think. I know when I lived in New York, which was a billion years ago, like 1988 to 94, I was going to an aerobics class that was in the building that I worked in, which was really nice. We had Nutrisystem and the aerobics in my building. Yay. Anyway, so let's see. I did a couple spin classes at the Warner Brothers gym too. So I was signed up for the HIIT class. It's at 6 a.m. So I got there. It was me, a mom, and her daughter. And we had this great teacher, her leader of the class, whatever you call them, Mackenzie. She was a really, really nice person. She gave me some modifications for a couple of things that I didn't want to do. So 45 minutes. So there were 4 different places that she had us doing stuff. So we each, did each one 4 times. We had 40 seconds, and then you move to the next one, and 40 seconds, and move to the next one, 40 seconds, move to the next one, 40 seconds. Then we had like a 30-second break. And then we had 2 minutes. I don't remember where that was, if that was after 2 or if it was after the 4. And I was ready to leave after the 4, but I decided to stick it out as long as I could. And I did 1 round of the next 4, and then I was out. So that was 31 minutes, and I survived. And I think I will try and stay on Wednesday, because I only did the class Wednesday. I didn't do it Friday. I only want to do 1 day a week right now and do the other 2 days my whatever I want to do, my walking thing and the legs or arms, whatever I'm doing, arms, legs. Okay, so that was great. I'm going, like I said, next Wednesday. Maybe I'll start going Wednesday and Friday in a month or so. We'll see how it goes, but I really am enjoying that torturous class. I didn't die. I was fine. I survived. I thought I might die, but not really. Anyway, I know. So I'm just looking at my notes here. What else did I do this week? Oh, I made a really good acorn squash last night. That was good with sausage. I was going to share it with my mom, but the sausage was really greasy, and I was wiping up all the grease in there, and I know my mom wouldn't have liked that, so I'll keep it all to myself. So it was good. Let's see. I took my blood sugar a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, and it really surprised me. Normally, I just do it in the morning. I've never done it after I've eaten. You're supposed to do it like maybe 2 hours. Well, you are supposed to do it 2 hours after you eat, if you do it then. And so I know a couple of weeks ago, it's on my phone, so I can't look at the moment, but I know a couple of weeks ago in the morning, one morning, it was 106, which was great because it had been, before I started this, like 149, 126, 135, and, higher numbers like that. So that was 106, and then I took it one night after dinner, and it was 178, and it still said it was within range, so I'm like, yay. I had no idea, but I know the food affects you, whatever you ate. I do not remember what I ate that day. But I did it this morning, 2 hours after I ate breakfast, and for breakfast this morning, I had 2 scrambled eggs with onions and ham, and my blood sugar this morning, 2 hours after that, was 112. So I'm like, wow. I can't wait to go to, like I said, I have a doctor's appointment next month, and I can't wait to go and see what my resting glucose levels are, my A1C. That'll be fun. So much fun. I love getting blood drawn. No, I don't. Okay. I just talk the whole time like I talk anyway. I stand there. Well, no, I'm sitting. I sit there with my head over this way while she's taking the blood over this way because I cannot look, but I talk, blah, blah, blah. There we go. So let's see. Anything else exciting this week? Gosh, I really don't think so. I mean, I'm looking out the window also right now, and it's fall. The leaves are turning. I stopped playing the how long can I wait before I turn my furnace on game. I woke up on Monday or Tuesday and it was 50. I think it was Tuesday because I swear I think Monday was like 80 degrees here again, but it got to like in the 40s at night that night, and the next day was only 60 Tuesday. So Tuesday morning, I got up and it was 50 degrees in my house, so I turned my furnace on. But I always keep it really low anyway in the winter because, I mean, all you got to do is put a blanket on, and I hate being hot when I sleep, so I keep it at 64. And my sister walks in here. My house is brick, so it keeps the heat in a little better. But, I mean, I know it is probably a little chilly. If my mom would come over, I would have to turn the heat up or just throw 10 blankets on her. But it's not hard to put a blanket on. It's fine. I'd rather do that than be like, eh. So, there we go. That's my fun stuff. So, yeah, winter's coming, as it does every year. Last year was the most wintry winter we've had since I've been back. Honestly, the year before that, in December, it like snowed like 3 or 4 weekends in a row. But it all melted like right after. The year before, we had a couple of really hard days of snow, and my basement flooded just barely. There was way more flooding in town, in people's basements, but that was because we had so much snow on the ground, and then it rained one day and everything just all at once. So that was fun. Hopefully that doesn't ever happen again. But thankfully everything in my basement worked, because I have so many boxes in my basement still from when I moved that I don't know what I should do with that stuff. I'm never going to use any of it. Donate it, look through it, see what it is. But anyway, but it's all on one side of my basement, and the other side is where the water was, thank goodness. So that was good. Okay. So the Warner Brothers story of the week. When I lived in California, I worked at Warner Brothers, and I'm going to tell a story that my mom wanted me to tell last week, but I didn't want to because I talked about the person in the story the week before. Which the first week I talked about the very first day I was at the Warner Brothers lot in Burbank, where the cast from ER, which had just started in September of 94, and this was November of 94 when I moved there. They were all sitting at the table next to us at the cafeteria outside, and I just couldn't eat the whole time because there was George Clooney, and there was Noah Wyle, and there was Anthony Edwards. It was amazing. So this week, I'm telling the story of one of the first times my parents came to visit me out in California. I had the day off, so I was driving them around the lot, or we were walking around the lot, I don't remember. And we went to the fitness center, which had a half-court basketball court outside. And my boss always played basketball at lunch. So we went over there to see if he was there. And George Clooney and Noah Wyle always played basketball also with them. So I went to see Jack, and, so my parents could say hi to him. Hi, Jack. And he came walking over to, he saw us standing there. He was waiting. He was so out of breath because he'd been playing, he's played really hard. He was always at the gym. And he loved the basketball, but he did other stuff too. But so I said, "Is George here?" And he's like, "Yeah, he's back over there." And I'm like, "Oh, move out of the way. You're in the way." Because my parents couldn't see him. Haha. That was it. So we saw George playing basketball, or he was resting. I don't know. Anyway, it was always fun walking around the lot, seeing who you'd see. I have tons of those stories, which I will relate to you on other weeks. Stick around. That's it. Week 7 is done. I'm going to take my 8th shot today. I'm going to go up to 5 milligrams next week because food noise, food noise, food noise. We don't like that when we hear it right there. And I hope you like and subscribe if you so wish. If you want to hear more of these silly stories or see how I'm doing, leave me some comments. I'd like to know if you're doing this as well. I'd love to hear what's going on with you. And I follow a lot of GLP-1 users on YouTube and watch a lot. I have some favorites. I subscribe to them. And like I said, like and subscribe. Anyway, that is all. You all have a great week. Come back next week for episode 4. I'm down in the Dale. Take care. Bye-bye.